Good morning, everyone. Today we are here with the next poem, A Photograph by Shirley Tolson. She has written this poem to recall her mother and her memories while looking at a childhood photograph when her mother was 12 years old or so. She has been deceased, that means she died 12 years ago, and the poet cannot explain her grief on her mother's loss. Now, there is a brief introduction about the poet. Shirley was born on 20th May 1924 in England. She had a great passion of writing because she was influenced by her father, who was a writer also. She scored her BA in literature in London in 1953. She started writing as a career and she was an editor for many magazines in the meantime. She married Ellen in 1960 and they had 3 children together. But after 9 years of their marriage, they got divorced in 1969. Celtic Christianity influenced her the most, and this made her more famous. Talking about the lesson's key sentences, the poet looks at the cardboard on which there is a childhood photograph of her mother. She had gone for a sea holiday with her 2 cousins, Betty and Dolly. While they were paddling, their uncle took a photograph of them. Both the cousins were holding the hands of her mother, who was the eldest among the girls. This was before the poet was born. Time fled past since, and all those who are in the photograph underwent changes while the sea remained the same. Her mother would look at the photograph after about 20 to 30 years and laughed. Now, for the poet, her mother's laughter and her sea holiday is a thing of the past. Her mother died 12 years ago. The silence of the photograph silences the poet. She experiences great loss. Students, this poem has a very deep meaning because whenever we see our earlier photographs, we think about those things, we miss those moments, and we want to relive all those moments again. The same is here in the poem. The poet's mother, when she was old, she used to see her photograph, and every time when she used to see the photograph, she used to miss that moment. How they used to dress up, how they used to have fun, and how they used to enjoy the moments. And now the poet's mother is dead, but now the poet used to see the photograph and she used to remember that how her mother used to see this photograph and remember her those old days. Starting with the poem, line 1 to 4. The cardboard shows me how it was when the 2 girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. The poet here says that I'm looking at an old photograph album which is made of the cardboard. These days we have the photo frames of metal or some other material, but earlier they used to have the cardboard photo frames. In the picture we can see 3 girls who are walking on the beach holding each other's hand. The girl who is in the middle is the tallest and oldest, and the other 2 girls on each side are younger than her. That means the girl in the center is the poet's mother and she is 12 years or so. The girl in the middle is the poet's mother and she is taking care of the 2 cousins. They are very confidently holding her hand and they have the confidence that they will not fall in the water and they are enjoying. Next is line 5 to 9. All 3 stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. The poet says it describes how the photograph was taken. She is describing the picture. She says, my mother's uncle took the photograph and they asked the girl to stop playing and enjoying and pose for the photograph. All three of them left their wet ear open and smiled at the camera. The poet's attention is drawn towards her mother's face, which was described beautiful and very sweet. The photograph was taken long before the poet was born. It is easily understood because that time the mother was only 12 years or so. The poet calls their feet terrible transient as they were so young by then and now they had grown older. Terrible transient which are there to change, they are temporary. And on the other hand, the sea which touched their feet has changed less because sea is not transient, it is not there to change, but the feet they are getting older, they change. Lines 10 to 13. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Bitty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach, the sea holiday. The explanation goes like this. After 20-30 years later of that photograph taken, the mother used to laugh by looking at the photograph and she used to talk to me and say, look at her cousins, Bitty and Dolly, and how their parents would dressed all three of them up for the beach. And they would have planned to take a photograph beforehand. It is very normal, students, when we see our photographs, we all the time laugh and we talk about how our parents used to dress up because we think that we were looking funny. And the same as the poet is describing that her mother used to see the photograph and laugh that look at us and how we are dressed for the beach holiday. Lines 14 to 15. The line above there was, the sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, both vary with the labored ease of loss. The explanation says, the poet recalls the sea holiday was her mother's favorite moment from the past because she seems too happy in the photograph, and whenever we used to talk about, she used to discuss about this beach holiday by looking at the photograph. While the poet's favorite moment from the past was her mother's laughter. Whenever the poet's mother used to see at the photograph and she used to discuss that was the poet's favorite moment. The beach holiday moment was the poet's mother's favorite time, and looking at the mother discussing and laughter is poet's favorite moment. Both the women would think about those past memories which they cannot live again. Now the poet's mother is dead. She cannot relive the moment earlier she used to live. She cannot see her mother laughing looking at the photograph, and the mother cannot live that sea holiday again. They tried their best to adjust to what they have lost. Now the poet has lost her mother and she cannot see her mother happy now, and the mother has lost her life and the sea holiday, the childhood and everything, and she cannot relive all those things. So they are doing their best to adjust with the loss. Lines 16 to 19. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. The explanation says, in the above lines, the poet says that her mother died 12 years ago. How we can have this estimation? Because it is written as many years as that girl lived. So it is the same age our mother was in the photograph. It's been 12 years. Whenever the poet thinks of her mother's death, she cannot explain what effect she has of her mother's death. That means what loss she is been suffering in her life, she cannot explain that. Death has silenced her mother, which has silenced the poet, which has left the poet speechless. Moving to the vocabulary of the poem, cardboard is a material very thick, stiff paper. It is brown in color and specially it is used for making boxes and cartons. Paddling is to walk without shoes or socks or slippers in water on the beach. Terribly, that is very bad. Transient, which is temporary. Snapshot is very informal photograph. Very is showing that you find a bad or difficult situation slightly funny, a bit funny. Labored, when we have to make efforts. Circumstance is an event or condition connected with what is happening or has happened. Now, the poetic devices used in the poem. First is alliteration. Repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words is alliteration. The example in the poem is stood still, S sound, the first alphabet. It's students, you have to remember that they are only consonant alphabets, they are not vowels at all. Stood still, that is S sound. Through, their, T sound. My, mother's, M sound. Terribly, transient, again T sound. Silence, silences, the S alphabet sound. The first alphabet of a word is taken as a consonant sound and it comes under alliteration. The next is oxymoron. Oxymoron are the words which contradict each other. Like it's written labored ease. If labored, that means a work which we have to put force in. That means a labored work which we are putting force. It is not ever easy. They says labored ease. If the labor is difficult part, it cannot be easy at all. It cannot be ease. Epithet is expressing the quality of a person or something. Terribly transient. Transient means temporary. How it is? It is terrible. Now, the poetic devices used in the poem. First is alliteration. Repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words is alliteration. The example in the poem is stood still, S sound, the first alphabet. It's students, you have to remember that they are only consonant alphabets, they are not vowels at all. Stood still, that is S sound. Through, their, T sound. My, mother's, M sound. Terribly, transient, again T sound. Silence, silences, the S alphabet sound. The first alphabet of a word is taken as a consonant sound and it comes under alliteration. The next is oxymoron. Oxymoron are the words which contradict each other. Like it's written labored ease. If labored, that means a work which we have to put force in. That means a labored work which we are putting force. It is not ever easy. They says labored ease. If the labor is difficult part, it cannot be easy at all. It cannot be ease. Epithet is expressing the quality of a person or something. Terribly transient. Transient means temporary. How it is? It is terrible. Now students, I have answered all the textual questions. Please read them carefully and do it. I hope students you were able to understand the poem and the content related to the poem given. If you have any kind of doubts, you can ask. Thank you so much.